Kilo Delta 4 Tango Mike Bravo.
Tango Mike Bravo, Roger, what's the name?
Tango Mike Bravo, Roger, what's the name?
Yeah, the name here is Paul, Papa Alpha Uniform Lima. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Paul. Whereabouts are you located, sir?
Afternoon, Paul. Whereabouts are you located, sir?
I'm located near Martinsville, Virginia, over.
Roger, Roger. And what is that radio you're running today?
Roger, Roger. And what is that radio you're running today?
Yeah, I'm running an old ICOM 756 Pro 2 with the ICOM SM20 mic on it.
Roger that. Is that a newer radio or an older radio?
Roger that. Is that a newer radio or an older radio?
It's an older one there. It's they made the ICOM 756 and then the 756 Pro. I've got the Pro 2, then they made a Pro 3 after that, but it's an older radio.
Yes, sir, Paul. Well, what you want to do is make sure that that radio is running in its maximum transmit bandwidth. You want to try to keep that, look in your book and see what it is and how to adjust it. And you want to put that radio in the highest transmit bandwidth that it has under 3 grand. In other words, you don't want it. You don't want to run that radio at 3,000 because that sets you up for becoming involved in somebody else's conversation. But if you have a transmit bandwidth that, or if you can put that bandwidth in there at 29, that will make sure that you stay out of other people's conversations. Roger?
You stay out of other people's conversations, Roger?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I've got it set at 2.9 is the way it's set right now.
Excellent, excellent. And then so you would want to do you have a setting for the bottom? Can you do a 100?
Do you have a setting for the bottom? Can you do a 100?
I think, I'm not sure, this one might go to 300, but I would have to check that. The main thing I'm wanting to know right now is, is my audio too hot?
Doesn't look like it. What I would do would be maybe get the compressor, make sure that's on like a 3. That's what we suggest on the compressor processor, a 3. And then into your ALC to set your mod level. And as you say the word audio, at the same level that you would probably speak in a Qso, and you have your hand on the mic level control, as you look at your ALC meter, you want to put that ALC meter in the sweet spot of 7 or 2/3. 7 or 2/3 on your ALC meter as you adjust your ALC level, your mic level control, as you say the word audio. Roger?
For mic level control, as you say the word audio. Roger?
Okay, audio. All right, everything's looking about where I need to be at, according to what you're saying.
Roger, it looks here the same way. So we're saying that it looks like your mod level is very good. And why don't you tell me about the best thing you like about your radio? And let me listen to your audio and see what we need to do EQ-wise, maybe.
Listen to your audio and see what we need to do EQ-wise, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I like this. What I like about this radio is got. Well, I'm 66 years old. It's got a lot of knobs on it. I don't have to go into menu for a lot of things there. It's got discrete mic gain, discrete RF power, and such as that. So, and by the way, I'm not running any compression whatsoever right now.
Roger. Well, see, the thing is, the compression is necessary if we were to consider that an audio signal without compression is a minus 10 dB configuration. In other words, if you're not running compression and you're transmitting audio, it's at a 10 dB compression level. But we want that heavier for broadcast, a fatter signal. So what we ideally would look for would be a 3 dB dynamic range, which means that your average percent of peak modulation would go from 30% at minus 10 dB to 80 to 85% at higher levels, like 7% or through there. Actually, 3% is, like I say, our ideal transmit bandwidth. Roger?
Is, like I say, our ideal transmit bandwidth. Roger?
Okay. Well, I just cut the compression on, and my compression knob is set a little bit under half there. Is that too much?
We usually recommend a 3. A 3 gives you a nice slight compression, but does not give you any suck up between the words. And that's the killer for folks that run high levels of compression. You hear all this stuff between the words, which doesn't do anybody any good. So that's why we suggest a 3 on the compressor processor.
Why we suggest a 3 on the compressor processor.
Okay. Now, are you talking 3 as in clock dial, or are you talking, this thing does not have any numbers on it, the compression level doesn't. I'm at 3 as like 3 o'clock right now.
Yes, sir. Can you imagine that? They're saying, we're not going to give you any numbers. You're not going to be able to deal with numbers. It's what we want you to do. You're not, Anyway, actually, I should have said a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100 to complete my numeric description of the volume level. But since you don't have a numeric description of your level, I would say maybe let's see here what that would be, about 9 a.m., 9 to 10 a.m., somewhere in there.
9 a.m., 9 to 10 a.m., somewhere in there.
Okay, I cut it back to 9 o'clock right there. How does that sound? This is Kilo Delta 4 Tango Mike Bravo.
Yes, sir. Sounds clean. I don't hear the compressor, which is exactly the right level for your compressor processor. That's my theory. If I don't hear it, then it's a good level. And because all I want to do is just kind of tickle the decibels in that compressor processor. I don't want to shake up the world there. I just want just a slight amount of compression. Actually, I'm looking for a 3%. Let me see that. At 30% of transmit increase in volume through your compressor. So the compressor is on, but of course you don't have those numbers because somebody decided they knew better than you. Mr. What is his name? Oh gosh. Anyway, not very well respected engineer. I think radios should have numbers and dials, and people should be able to play with those numbers and dials. When they take those away, they're spoiling a lot of the fun. But anyway, so your compressor processor should be at about a 9 to 10 a.m. Roger?
The processor should be at about a 9 to 10 a.m. Roger?
Yeah, that's exactly where I have it. Well, I have it at 9 a.m. And you're saying it's sounding good.
Yes, sir, but now that you have reduced probably your compression level, you need to go back and double-check your modulation level, because it's, when you do one thing, it causes something else. So the last thing you should always do is go back and double-check that your modulation level is correct. So we go back to that, and adjust your mic level control until your ALC meter is running 7 or 2/3, Roger?
Meter is running 7 or 2/3, Roger.
Okay. Okay. Audio. What's that a little bit? That's a little bit hot. Let me back it back a little bit. That is on a scale of 0 to 15 as far as in the red part. The green is going up to about a number 9. Go ahead.
Roger, Roger. Well, if you want to evaluate your A&L meter, if you would consider that the midpoint, first off, AOC meters are usually about half the length of the other meters that it may be in a group with. So, and then you only want about just to the right of half of that AOC meter, Roger?
About just to the right of half of that AOC meter, Roger.
Okay, just to the right of the half. In other words, you want me to pretty much fill up the ALC. I've got a red line here. It goes up to 15, and then it would go past that.
Yes, sir. Well, what I'm saying is that you have that ALC meter. Just observe that the ALC meter is about half the length of the other meters that it may be in cahoots with. So what you want to do is be just to the right of that halfway mark on that smaller meter. Roger?
Right of that halfway mark on that smaller meter. Roger?
Okay, we'll bring this up a little bit. Hello, audio, 1, 2. I think I'm going to have to maybe adjust this microphone also has a gain on it, but I'm running right at the edge there.
Okay, so what you want to do is make sure, what you have is a output device, amplified output device going into your mic level. And what you want to do is make sure that your mic level is ready to accept the correct volume. So what I'm saying is that, your radio does not have number nomenclature for your mic level input control?
Number nomenclature for your mic level input control?
Negative. Okay, that might be more of what you're wanting. I went ahead and turned the mic gain up on the mic, and that's showing a little closer to what you're telling me to look for on the ALC.
Right, but I think there's a longer story there. What we want is for that level coming in to be at the right level. And the way you do that is that you have a mic gain control. Whether you have numbers on it or not, it has a midway turn point between all the way off and all the way on. So we want to put that mic gain control in the middle position, halfway between all the way on and all the way off. And then we go to our external mic gain control and adjust it for the AOC meter nomenclature, Roger. In other words, what we're doing is putting our radio mic level control in the mid position, and then adjusting, tweaking the outboard amp for the AOC reading, Roger.
The outboard amp for the AOC reading, Roger.
Okay, that's basically what I did, and it's lining up just like you were telling me you would like to that I need to see on here. Does it sound somewhere close to you?
Sounds a little hot to me, so I would put that mic level control, your internal mic level control, at noon. If other things are, normal, that you have a 6 a.m. to start and a 6 p.m. to finish, then noon would be the nominal input level. Roger?
Then noon would be the nominal input level. Roger?
Okay. Now that I just adjusted the microphone mic gain level. Did that take the hotness out of it?
Okay, so what I want you to do now then is go to your export your export mic level control and adjust it to, when you say audio, that you're running that ALC meter in the sweet spot of 2/3 or 7, Roger?
Spot of 2/3 or 7, Roger.
Okay. Audio. All right, yeah, I see it's a little bit hot here. Hang on. Okay, that's that right there. I'm just going to talk normal, and that's showing about where you wanted me to be on ALC.
Roger, Roger. So tell me about your antenna system in about 10 seconds or so.
Tell me about your antenna system in about 10 seconds or so.
Okay, I'm running, actually it's a compromised antenna. It's a 160 meter full wave loop, running fed with ladder line and running into an outboard tuner. And actually at this frequency it does not like to match up real well. The tuner matches it, but it's got my power down. Let's see here. Let me go to this here, man. Audio. Well, actually, the power's up. I was on the wrong deal. I'm doing 100 watts. So this antenna the radio is seeing the antenna's a match. So maybe, of course, the antenna's not real high either.
Roger, Roger, sir. Everything just sounds just beautiful. Your EQ curve is very articulated. No problem there at all. Your level is right on. So I would call it, yay, one for the home team, Roger.
I would call it, yay, one for the home team, Roger.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Yeah, this is a new microphone that I haven't run, and I was just here listening, and I said, now would be the time for me to set it up. I wouldn't have to be aggravating a lot of people. And I appreciate it a whole lot. You're a really big help. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Now, just out of curiosity, are you about 3 or 4 inches away from that mic?
Are you about 3 or 4 inches away from that mic?
Probably was that time. Now I'm about a foot away from it. Okay, what I want you to do, just out of curiosity, is come into about 3 inches. 3 inches distance from your mic element, and let me listen to you.
Distance from your mic element, and let me listen to you.
Okay, that's 3 to 4 inches roughly, and I'll just talk a little bit. This is KD4TMB in Martinsville, Virginia. Over.
Yes, sir. I think that sounds good. Somewhere right between there and the other. The other sounded great. This sounds great, but this might be great plus, I think. So what you might want to do, though, is in the future at your convenience, and I suggest this to everybody that has a microphone on their radio, to get themselves a foam windscreen and slip over that microphone, and that just is like a double whammy filter that takes all of the garbage that might be coming down the line, the high plosives, the wind velocities off your mic, and it directs them away from the element, magically directs them away from the element, so the mic, is waiting to translate audio vibrations into electronic impulses. And then all of a sudden, here comes this wind velocity that may be 4 times hotter than what it was trying to deal with. And the mic says, what am I going to do here? And it's very limited what it can do, and probably does distort. But with a foam windscreen, it just takes that wind velocity and moves it right on off away from the microphone before it even touches the element. Roger?
Away from the microphone before it even touches the element. Roger?
Okay, just so happened I had one handy, and I've got it slipped over here now. Did that make any difference? Over.
Oh boy, I feel so secure. I have never listened to another station that I felt more secure in listening to, and I'm not going to get distorted. Roger?
Secure in listening to, and I'm not going to get distorted. Roger?
Okay, sir. Well, I won't take up any more of your time. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate everything you do, and you've helped me a whole lot, and I thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Well, you're just sounding marvelous. Sounding absolutely marvelous. Take a picture of your system and run it just like that. And if you want to hear it, if you go to YouTube and do that call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording, and it'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3700, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger?
And I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by by noon tomorrow. Roger.
Okay, let me get a piece of paper. What was that call again?
Roger, the call is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. Roger?
KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. Roger.
Okay, all righty. Well, I will check that tomorrow when I'm sitting around not doing anything.
Roger, Roger. We should have it up by noon tomorrow. So 73 there, Paul, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, Roger.
Paul, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, Roger.
Okay, again, thank you very much. Kilo Delta 4, Tango Mike Bravo. We're clear. Thank you.
Roger, Roger, Paul, 73, sir. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.